Hello, and welcome back to perfectly timed and edited new office check. Now that I'm, oh, did you want? I'll just go first. Now that I'm married, I have several responsibilities to being a good husband. Holding the door open for her, knowing the exact order she wants at restaurants, and making her watch every single movie that I have seen in my entire life. And the other night, feeling nostalgic for a time that I never lived in, we watched a movie called Curly Sue. And I thought this was a pretty decent movie, but the reviews say otherwise. A lot of the critic reviews are pretty bad, and the audience reviews are like 50-50. Some people love it, some people hate it. A lot of them are saying that the 90s humor falls kind of flat. Yeah, it was the 90s. They had different effects and editing styles. But they're saying that it's just overall a bad movie. And no, that's wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, it's not one of my top 10 movies of all time, but it's definitely not a bad movie. The other bad reviews are sort of about the plot points and like how it's a cruel take on poverty versus wealth, and that Jim Belushi's character is exploiting this young girl to get money and food. Did you watch the movie? We'll get into that. I guess the biggest other complaint is that for a John Hughes movie, it's like not up to par with like The Breakfast Club and whatever else he made, I have no idea. I thought it was pretty good. Upon rewatching it with my wife, it's kind of a gem, and it and other movies are a really forgotten style. Yeah, it has its 90s limitations, but it's been so long since I've watched a movie that made me feel this warm, like pee. But let's get into it, and you can decide for yourself. Now, you might be thinking you know why it's called Curly Sue, and you're wrong.
I bet I know why they call you Curly Sue. You've got all that beautiful curly hair.
No. It's because this guy we wintered with, Temperature O'Reilly, he thought I looked like the big O from the Three Stooges. He said it so much that it stuck.
Bet you feel pretty stupid now, huh? It's about a guy named Bill Dancer, who's played by Jim Belushi. You want to know why he's called Bill Dancer? Do you want to know? So do I. They don't actually give a reason for that name. It just happens to be his name. It's mostly about these two characters, Bill and Sue. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to say, the actress playing Curly Sue nailed. She's got perfect comedic timing. She's charming. She's adorable. You can see the emotion at the times when it counts, which is another praise I have for this movie. It lets emotional moments breathe. It's generally a funny movie, and despite some of the jokes falling flat, like the reviews say, it has its emotional moments that actually make the movie better, rather than movies lately, where emotional moments in movies have to have a joke because they're scared of what you'll think. But that's a conversation for another time. Allison Porter was only in a handful of movies, this one being the most notable one. She actually went on to have a singing career and won The Voice, which makes sense. Bill has basically adopted Sue, and they live a drifter lifestyle, traveling across the country, stealing food and getting by however they can. Well, I shouldn't say that they steal.
No, I almost had that lady's purse, but you blew it. I had it right in my hand.
Huh, we don't steal.
But we cheat.
A little, but we don't steal.
We lie.
A little more than we cheat, but that's not right either.
That's right. Stealing is a sin. And speaking of sin, I have a tan. Gent. This won't take long, I promise. I just want to say, despite the fact that I'm obviously arguing in favor of this movie, I have a problem with seeing the very best in everything and everyone. I'm not incredibly harsh on movies. If it's a bad movie that someone still poured their heart and soul into, I get it. I see all the good qualities in that. I am harsh, though, on movies that were clearly made with no passion or love, and they're simply trying to make a movie to pay the bills. Think a lot of recent Marvel movies or any Jason Statham movie ever. Because of this, feel free to have your own opinion about this movie, and I would love to hear it. Like I said, I'm overly trusting of everyone I meet. I have friends who have been wronged in the past, and because of that, they're pretty timid in new relationships, and that's understandable response. And I have been wronged. I've had my heart broken, I've been betrayed, I've had candy stolen from me, but I still trust every person that I meet. I have told secrets to almost complete strangers, putting my full trust and faith in them. So because of this problem in my brain chemistry, when I see or hear I treat it as completely incredible and second guess my own opinion, even if I had disagreed before, and I have to sit down and think, wait, there's a reason I disagreed with his opinion before. What they said may have new perspective, but I still won't call No Way Home a good movie. Take off the nostalgia glasses. It's a very flawed movie. Anyway, let's get back to this movie. We're introduced to the other main character, Gray Ellison, and I guess this is one of the flaws with this movie. She's introduced as this heartless, ruthless, expressionless, webless, eagless? I don't know, I can only be so good at Scrap. Despite being described as cold-hearted even by herself,
You want sympathy? You won't get it here. You won't get emotion from me. I'm not an emotional person.
she's immediately sympathetic towards them. To be fair, they did trick her by staging the accident that brought them together in the first place to get some sympathy food. But you'd think if she was so cold-hearted and emotionless that she would see through that or actually just not care. But regardless, after she buys them dinner and has a very short conversation with them, she can't stop thinking about the little girl named Sue. Don't overthink that line. There's also a guy named Walker who's Gray's boyfriend, and he's like a snobby rich guy. And this character is my favorite in the whole movie. He's so disgusted to hear that his girlfriend has bought a meal for someone she physically hit with her car. Not just because they're gross, but because he's worried about her being seen there.
Did anybody see you go in?
Acts in this story as an antagonist that moves the plot along at times, but he also works as a representation for the wealthy, and he's perfectly unlikable in this role, and I love it. He's just the right amount of snobbish and annoying. Anyway, Bill and Sue go and sleep in this sort of shelter, and Bill notices this guy eyeing Sue's ring, and sure enough, the next day, the ring is gone, and the guy goes into a pawn shop to get some money off of it. And this is where I discovered that this actor is the guy. You know, from the movie, inside the other movie.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
It also has Steve Carell in his breakout role as Tessio. What? Michael Scott was in this? The movie also takes time to establish the relationship between Bill and Sue and not just tell us that they're close.
We wouldn't even be talking about this if you got some money out of that lady. You didn't because she was too pretty.
She was too smart.
And she was too pretty.
She was in a hurry.
And she was too pretty.
She was gonna catch on to us.
And she was too pretty.
You're pretty and I don't leave you alone.
She was too pretty.
All right, if I promise to say she was too pretty, will you put a cork in it?
Mm-hmm.
Promise?
Mm-hmm.
She was too pretty.
He clearly cares for her and she clearly loves him, so there's actually weight when there's a threat of them being separated. Allison Porter and Jim Belushi genuinely have good chemistry, and it's nice to see this dynamic be natural rather than explained through exposition. Oh, my wife's calling. We just love each other so much, and we're so cute together. So then they decide that they want to see if they can get a little bit more sympathy food or money from Gray at her workplace.
There's no harm in showing our face around her again, seeing if she'll offer us another meal.
But in a moment where all parties are completely distracted, she actually hits him with her car again.
Come on, baby, what's the matter?
My lips are chapped and I have to find my lip grease.
Women.
Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks.
Now you really killed him!
Bill gets hit a lot in this movie. Not knowing what else to do, she takes an unconscious Bill and a scared Sue into her house and calls a doctor to get a diagnosis.
What he needs is soap, a razor, a good meal, bed rest, and then a good swift kick in the behind. You're crazy to let a person like that stay in your house.
You're saying he doesn't have a concussion, Doc? He's been hit 3 times before this. But the doctor just acts as another entitled character who finds Bill and Sue filthy and gross, and she's crazy for offering them kindness after she hit him with her car.
This is a matter for the city, not a single woman living alone.
So then the doctor leaves, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out if this was scripted or genuine.
I'm in the building. I can be here in 2 seconds if you need me.
Thanks.
Right, dear.
That's right, he just pulls a wedgie out of his butt, knowing full well that there's a camera right behind him. I figured that this would have to be a bad blooper or something that the director just had to keep in. I know I would, even if someone asked me not to. I have to keep that in the movie. But at the same time, they're constantly displaying the incompetency and prudeness of the upper class people.
Walker. It's mine.
So it might actually just be part of the script. I guess we'll never know. After bathing and feeding Sue, doing some subtle manipulation.
Don't tell Billy saw a doctor. It's against his faith. Oh no. Mother's afraid to die alone, grown.
You keep eating, and I'll go see how he is, okay?
Gray decides to assert some dominance and let Bill know that she's not as dumb as he may think.
I don't mean to be harsh or unkind, but I don't know you, and you're in my home. Now, if you have any dishonest inklings, I caution you that I am no fool.
Once everyone is sound asleep, Walker comes over to Gray's house. And thinking that she locked her bedroom door because she's mad at him for some reason, he decides to go to the guest room where Sue happens to be sleeping. Those dummies. They have a heated argument and he leaves. Gray finds out the next day that Sue doesn't actually have any schooling whatsoever, so she addresses Bill about it, but he decides to leave before she can cause any more problems for him. But in a moment that my high school English teacher would probably call symbolic and make me write a 30-page essay on, Gray decides to put the bag back in the closet, signifying that she wants him to stay. It's very slow and awkwardly recorded, and she can't even open the door, but don't worry, that's so that we can hit him in the face again. But since they're allowed to stay now, Bill decides to go out and find himself a real job so he can bring home the big bucks. To celebrate, a montage of them buying an excessive amount of clothes for the pair of them, which they love.
I feel like an idiot.
Bill? Is everything all right?
I feel like a goddamn fool.
Sheesh! This is another thing I want to point out about this time that movies were made. Jim Belushi does not have perfect hair, a sharp jawline. He actually seems rugged, like someone who's homeless. But even when he gets a makeover, he's not miraculously the most attractive person in the world now, he's just clean. And this gives him the confidence to become a sort of suave man. Contrast to today's movie standard where regardless of the situation the character is in, the actors have to look visually stunning. In reality, it just makes the characters seem fake and artificial. You don't have to be XYZ to be attractive and make a movie compelling. You just have to have had a shower, have some decent hygiene, a good haircut, maybe a suit, and have a likable personality. That's my message for you. I'm Jared and I approve this message. So they go to dinner at the restaurant where they got kicked out of earlier for being so filthy, and Walker pulls up doing his little dance and is shocked to see that she brought them here.
You look like you got hit by a razor in a bar of soap. Scotch and soda? Right away, sir. Where did you get the spiffy new duds?
From me.
Why is he so surprised by that? Who else would have bought him those nice clothes? Come on, Walker. Because of the rudeness, they storm out, but then they decide to show Gray how they have a good time. Without money.
How about if we take you out?
Bill, you don't have any money.
We don't need money.
I've never stopped us before.
Okay.
Come on.
They hitch a ride on a garbage truck, sneak into a wedding, a movie theater, where they cleverly steal popcorn and drink from the guy next to them. Don't try this, it will never work. It has never worked, not even in the 90s. Trust me, I was there, floating around in a little egg.
Chicago. Department of Children and Family Services.
Oh no. Walker's done it now. Oh no, did she sleep with Bill? Oh no, she just slept with Sue. You know what I mean. Unfortunately though, because of Walker's call, Child Services takes Sue away and puts Bill in a prison. Gray is able to hurl Walker from a car and not get in trouble, so she uses her superpowers to get Bill out of prison and eventually gets custody of Sue, and it ends with her getting to go to school. Living the childhood that I guess every child should. I guess this film poses the question of what's really better for a child, the ability to go to school while living in a house that they hate, or not go to school but grow up with someone that truly cares for them. And the answer is up to you. because I don't feel like figuring it out. Anyway, we're at 134 subscribers at the time of filming this, baby. I'm truly grateful for this, and the comments I get about my videos mean the world. But let's keep growing. I'm just Jaren, and you are just... I'm running out of jokes for this.